The ChatGPT AI mirror. See what's blocking your manifestation. Face yourself and recode your reality. There's one thing that stops people from manifesting. They're trying to create a new reality with an old identity. In this video, we are using AI, ChatGPT, not to plan or script, but to face ourselves. It might be and get uncomfortable, but it might also set you free. I can do this without the glasses. So, some context here. This is part 4 of the AI and manifestation series. My name is Michael, and until now in this series we've been using AI and ChatGPT to reprogram beliefs, clarify vision, and break the algorithm. You're the glitch, be the glitch. But if you still feel stuck or blocked, what I'm sharing with you here is the missing piece. We're going to uncover what you're really manifesting and why. So, intro, what is soul work? Most people try to fix their outer results, but the real shift happens when you go deeper into the energy, the patterns, the subconscious beliefs that's running the show. That's soul work. And this is not just changing your thoughts, but reconnecting to who you really are beneath them. And when you shift there, your reality can't help but shift too. So let's stay with this for a moment. And I've been speaking about this again and again and again in my videos on the Manifestation with Michael channel. And I speak about these things because it's my own experience. It's what I used and did most of my life, trying to fix everything in the reality. But what I only kept getting was, the more that I worked, I got the same results, but even worse results. That's why this thing here, you can ask, read, study any teacher during our history. They will repeat the same things with different words, but we have to go deeper. We have to go into ourselves. You have to go into yourself. Study your mind, your emotions, the energy, your patterns, your nerve system, your subconscious beliefs. All of these things. Be like a really, really, really curious learner about what's going on the inside of your skin, not on the outside of your skin, because that's soul work. For me, my mission the last couple of years has been figuring out, who am I and what am I capable of? And what I learned is that a lot of the things going on in my reality was something that my ego, or whatever you want to call this, but things, patterns, walls, characters that played out when I was a businessman. That was the thing. When I was hunting for a new relationship all of the time, that was a characters that just played out my reality. And when I became conscious about this, one thing was that in the beginning I could begin playing with these characters, but my next step was more like, okay, what happens if I stop playing the character, look at the character, but maybe even look further and feel further and be with whatever it was that was behind that character, to find out who am I on the other side. And again, when you shift those energies, when you release them, let go of them, shift them, transform them, whatever is the right word for you, your reality can't help but shift too. And I'll share with you some prompts in this video too, and I will share personal examples and I actually, as in the last video, when I read these examples, I got reminded of my years where I totally stepped out and only sat meditating on the beach every day and just being with myself. And doing that equaled a lot of freedom. Doing that, there was some crazy great things happening for me. And being transparent and honest and authentic in these videos, I find myself, and that's some of the things that I will share with you in this video too. I find myself that I wanna create, I wanna solve issues, I wanna impact, and all of that energy is coming out of me. So it's a balance of that energy coming out, and also being very observant if it's the ego trying to manipulate the reality, or if it's a greater force coming out. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just doing my best to share what's going on, my images, what I'm seeing, and also in this series really sharing all the play and fun I have with ChatGPT and AI. So, the mirror prompts. These prompts are like an honest mirror. I did them myself here, and actually they really did shook me. I got reminded again of being very observant and aware what's going on. Am I chasing something, or is it a force coming out of me? And again, if you're a business owner, if you're a leader, impact-driven leader, like I've been for close to 40 years soon, it's the whole being of us is growing businesses, is making more impact. It's solving problems all the time. So it's in the DNA. These prompts, the honest mirror, I like the mirror idea because maybe you've heard this before. If you look in the mirror and you see it's like seeing your reality. You see you in the mirror, right? But the thing is that if we look into Neville Goddard's work, it's actually that we have to see ourselves in the mirror, but we have to see what we want. We have to see what we want. We have to use our imagination and feelings together with the imagination to see what we want in the mirror. And that mirror is the reality. Your reality. You have to keep seeing what you want to experience in your reality. That's Neville Goddard's work. The thing is that most of these things that we'll see in our reality, most of the things you'll see in your reality, is kind of a reflection of where you are right now, and all the things that's going on inside of you, and all of the things that's going on inside of you for so many years. So when we look in that mirror, we see that. And when we look in our reality, the reality is like a mirror. We see that. So if we keep experiencing things in our reality, if you keep experiencing things in your reality that you don't like, there's something inside of you that has not been transformed or shifted or let go of yet. But it's also an invitation to look into that and shift it. There are different teachers who talks about different levels of energies, and the lower we get in our energies, we're coming down to fear. And if we got fear inside of our body, which I do believe most people have, well, if there's a lot of fear inside our body, we will keep experiencing things in our reality that will trigger that fear. That can be through relationships, it can be through business, it can be through money things, health things. But if you use your reality to become aware of this instead of running or trying to solve it, and that's the thing that this video can help with the use of AI and ChatGPT. So you become aware, okay, I feel fear, or I feel nervousness, I feel jealousy, I feel some emotions that I don't prefer. I can only feel those emotions from something that's showing up in my reality. And from that, I know that if I release or let go or transform, whatever is the right thing for you, those fears into something lighter, I will not keep seeing the same things in my reality anymore. It will not. That's the mirror. So you have those fears inside, and the mirror will keep showing you things that will trigger that fear. Like the lady I spoke with a few weeks ago who told me about her relationship that kept making her feel not good enough. And she's been with that for 10 years. And the relationship before that, for 15 years, she was married with a guy who kept making her feel not good enough. Because she had those fears inside of her, those emotions, it got triggered by her reality. The mirror. The mirror shows you what's going on inside. Becoming aware of that, you can become aware of what is triggering you, what is making you feel, okay, this person is saying something to you and you feel something. Become aware of those feelings and stay with those feelings. When we can do that, we can transform them into something lighter. And we will not keep seeing the same things anymore. We'll not experience it anymore. And when we release those fears or whatever it is, maybe of not being good enough, you will start seeing less things that will make you feel that. And as you release, you will see less and less and less. And maybe you don't even care anymore. You'll not see it. It's inner work. So this is why I have this in mind when we go into the prompts here. So prompt number 1, and this is, for me, I put it into ChatGPT. You can put it in whatever you're using, but right now I'm really enjoying ChatGPT, so that's what I used here. The first prompt: what subconscious story or belief might be shaping my current reality? And you'll see that these prompts, it's not the same, but they might be a little bit close to some of the prompts in the other videos, and you can check the other videos out. That's the prompt. So put this into ChatGPT. And if you're watching the video, you can just write it in. And if you are in the manifestation community, it's a free masterclass, and there's a link below this video. I will probably, when I'm not done, but at a point in this series, I will put the documents below the video so you can just copy the prompts. What subconscious story or belief might be shaping my current reality? Here's a personal example what ChatGPT wrote to me. Deep down, I've been carrying a story that success must come through struggle. I know this story. I relate to this story. I know that I was brought up, and for me it was always about fighting and struggling to get through things. There was a result, a reward for me when I struggled. And that it feels too easy, it's not real or won't last. This belief has shaped how I approach money, growth, and even rest. It keeps me in loops of over effort and under receiving. But I'm ready to rewrite that story into one of ease, flow, and trust. Maybe you can relate to this. That's why I'm sharing it. Maybe there's something in my story and in what's coming up for me here that might be the same going on for you. I know for working with so many entrepreneurs and impact-driven leaders for years that I am not the only one having things like this showing up, and probably you'll know it too. So for me, the whole thing about manifestation and why I'm sharing my journey here is to become aware of these things, and also to keep playing with my reality, and I invite you to do the same. Keep playing with my reality and figure out how to shift from struggle and into ease. But at the same time as doing that, shifting from struggle into ease, feeling aligned with the ease, enjoying the ease, and enjoying receiving in the ease. This does not mean not to put effort in. This does not mean that something I don't like I will never do. Science tells us today that when we do things that we don't like, an area in our brain will grow. And that area has to do with our willpower. So if you do something you don't like, your willpower will grow, and your will to live will grow too. A personal example here, just in the last month or so, I've been doing my own bookkeeping for the first time in 13 years of being an entrepreneur. And in my country, it's very strict around bookkeeping. I don't know about your country. But I got smoke coming out of my ears from doing this. And I was thinking, this doesn't make sense. Why am I doing this? But I kept doing it. And I also made it before the deadline. And I saved some money on this. But most importantly, I figured out, and there was like something clicked, like a save, click, 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 something clicked. And I was at a point where I was really like, I understand this now. I know what to do now. I understand it. The curve for learning this was not easy. But the fact is that I learned it, and there was a reward in this. There was a reward in this. So sometimes, even though things might feel like it's not the right thing, on the other end of that, there's a big reward. So like I said before in this video, it's always, as I see it, and feel free to comment what's your story, what's your belief around this, but it's always about the balance of why am I doing this? Am I doing this to prove something? And if I am, why? And for me, as I say, with the manifestation process, which is what I'm really, 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 really want to learn, and I'm sharing, how can I do things, manifest things as easy as possible, as aligned as possible? And the other end of the balance is that if it gets too much ease and too much just like lying on the beach and just enjoying all the time, my muscles will shrink, my energy will shrink, my willpower thing in the brain will shrink, and all of these things. So it's a balance. For me, it's a balance between the effort and also the relaxation. If you go to the gym, you go there. I go to the gym. I go there to pump my muscles, to go through the pain. I enjoy it, but still to go through the pain. But then I relax to let my muscles grow. Makes sense? I'm just getting a bit excited here. So, that was the first prompt. Let's go into the next one. Prompt 2. What fear might be hiding behind my biggest goal? This is a powerful one. We set big goals. I have big goals. I enjoy that, maybe more visions, but I enjoy that, or intentions. I enjoy it. There's a power in it for me. And as a coach, I've helped many people set their goals, something that really got them excited. But there might also be some kind of fear behind it. That's why this prompt, my personal example, I'm going to share with you here. Behind my biggest goal of building a thriving, impactful business is the fear that if I truly go all in, I might fail publicly. That people will see me try and it still won't be enough. So I sometimes hold back just a little to stay safe, but that safety is the exact thing slowing everything down. Ooh, I got goosebumps here. You see that? I shared a post today about some power, some force, some energy that's expanding inside of me. And I recall that from when I built my business, from $1.5 million US debt and into growing a business with 60 people. I shared the story in other videos, but there was so much power in me, and I was like a force. I just went on. The team grew. We got new customers in. It was a cleaning business, and it paid off my debt finally. So there was something that I was really enjoying, but deep inside there was also a fear. And that's the big question. Are we doing things from fear or from love? And again, the fear here, for me, I recognize this fear. If I go all in, I might fail. And I'm doing acting, I am doing different things, but I might fail. And what if I really, and you can just see if you can relate to this. I say me because it's my story, but see if you can relate to this. What if I go all in post? What if I am raw? What if I'm so authentic? I'm doing my best to be it. Going all in, but what if I fail? What if the business fail? And I know entrepreneurs I've coached and mentored who ran big companies, and they were so afraid that things were going wrong, that they would fail. And the thing here that I really resonate is that people will see me try and it still won't be enough. And I got like this little boy in the garden who was just doing everything he could to take down the trees, to get out the what's the name of those? Not the plants, but the things that's killing the plants. Get all of these things out just to get his family look at this little boy and saying, "You're doing such a great job." But what if that little boy, that was what I talked about before, is doing this to get the reward of being good enough? So I had to work hard to be good enough. I had to struggle to be good enough. So if I try, if I really put my message out there, if I'm being raw and honest and I'm really putting a lot of energy into it, and it's still not enough, that fear might be me not being good enough. Can you relate to this? And feel free, again, take it from your own. I know this can be difficult sometimes, but feel free to share in the comments. And if you are in the manifestation community, the link is below. Really also here, feel free. I'm thinking about putting up some maybe bi-weekly in the beginning calls just to sit and talk and see what's showing up. So, and if you're not with us yet, you're welcome to just join us. And the last thing here, this is what I experienced with the cleaning company, is that when that safety, that something inside of me, again, see if you can relate to this, that safety of not giving myself all in might be the thing that's slowing things down. And again, it's a balance, because I like the picture now of co-creating with the universe. But there's a lot of quotes also about decisions. When you make a decision, the universe will bend over to help you that decision become reality. So there's a balance between just sitting back and relaxing and let the universe do it, but also showing the universe that I really want this. I'm sharing this and I'm talking about shadow and mirror work for you, as I'm doing here, for you to become aware of what's going on inside. Let's go on. Prompt 3. If my current results were a message from my higher self, what would it say? I'm sharing my personal example here again. Your current results are not punishment. They are pause. I don't know about you, but I'm one of these entrepreneurs. I easily get like impatient. That's an energy too, and I'm working with and on it. But the higher self here, their pause, a whisper saying realignment needed. You've been pushing from the mind, not flowing from the heart. Trust isn't built in clarity, but in the unknown. Come home and then move. Woo! Whoo! Wow. For me, when I read this, and this is one of the most powerful things, is that come home. Coming home means for me like figuring out who am I, connecting with myself again. That's the higher self. That's the soul, whatever you want to call it. But that you're here like me. I sit here in my body, but when I was 10 years, I also had a body. It was looking younger, but there was me inside of it. In 10 years, you also have a body. There's you inside of that body. But that energy inside, the soul, the higher self, whatever you want to call it, that energy inside, as I sit here, I more and more believe that knowing myself, there's so much power in being a creator from that energy instead of from this energy up here. That's why I say when we use AI and ChatGPT to help you manifest faster, to help us manifest faster, there's so much energy in this because we got ChatGPT to help us with the mirror. If you're creating new visions, new things we will mostly always do that from our current reality, from all the experiences we had, from our thoughts, from our emotions, which comes from our beliefs, which come from our core beliefs. So we'll create from that. I love this last thing here, come home. Come home, realign, come home, and then move. Move from the energy of me being together with me. Woo. So, how to use this daily? Some practical tips. Use ChatGPT like a mirror, not for answers, but for deeper questions. Save your answers, read them later. Patterns will reveal themselves. Combine with journaling, voice notes, or meditative reflection. And then one of the biggest one for me is stay with the emotions. Sit with it and breathe. Come home. Behind those emotions are you, me, us. And then an integration prompt. Based on everything you know now, what would your aligned action be today? And a personal example. I was like, my mind went into, no, I don't have time for this, but really see this. Slow down to tune in before you act. Speak from your truth, not from urgency. Share something real, even if it feels raw. Trust that less effort, more presence equals more power. The thing is, when I read this, I'm just with you right here, right now. I feel the energy inside of me. I feel the goosebumps showing up. I feel love. I feel something is so aligned with these words. And then take one bold step that feels expansive, not safe. Woo! Soul drop. You're not here to earn your worth through effort. You're here to remember it and let the world rise to meet it. So you're not here to be perfect. You're here to wake up. AI, ChatGPT can help, but only if you're willing to see. So call to action here. Try the mirror prompts today. Try them. I invite you. Try them. Do it. Share your biggest insight in the comments. And if you want to support on your journey, join the free manifestation masterclass. The link is below this video. It's school and it's /manifestation. I don't know what this name is. The line and then free. If you want, optional, but there's a workbook for like a bonus to join our manifestation. It's a questionnaire. And the next video coming up in this series is the Quantum Leap script. In that video, we are going to use AI, ChatGPT again, to script the future reality so real your subconscious starts believing it now. It's quantum, it's powerful, and it's coming soon. So I look forward to share that with you too, and lots of love.